forget about that. 3, 2, line 1, 1, 1, 2. This is my diagonal. Now, I like my first entry to be 1. And it's nothing wrong with leaving it like that. I just like my first entry to be 1 because it's easier in terms of computation. Right? So I'm going to flip. So that I have a new matrix is 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So far, so good. Remember what I said. Everything underneath the diagonal has to be 0. I highlight my diagonal in yellow. That means this guy needs to be 0. How do I do that? Remember, I'm allowed to multiply a row by a number and add to another row. Right? So what I'm going to do next is I need that 3 to be gone. Right? I need a negative 3 to add to 3, so it's 0. I'm going to take negative 3 times R1, add to R2. And I would recommend you write instructions so that you don't forget. It's simple now, but later it's going to get hairier. Negative 3 is R1. If it help you, do like this. I'm going to erase it later, but maybe it'll help you if I do like that. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3 plus 3 is 0. Oh, by the way, which one is changing? Row 2, right? Row 1 stay the same. Maybe I'll write so I don't forget. So 0, and it should be 0. Negative 3 times 1 plus 2. Negative 1. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. I'm doing row echelon form. REF. I can stop right here. I'm going to substitute it back. Right back to system of linear equation. Put x and y back. It's 1x, which is x, 1y equal to negative y equal negative 5. This implies y equal 5. If y equal 5, what is x equal? Negative 3, right? The solution is negative 3, 5. So that's row echelon form. My goal, my diagonal, everything underneath the diagonal is 0. Do you have any question before I move on? I'm going to take my time with this problem. Let me show you the second method. It's called row reduced echelon form. I'll use blue. This is the one you should know. Row reduced echelon form. Let me rewrite that. 3, 2, 1. I'm just rewriting that thing. 1, 1, 2. And we say we're gonna flip. The first step is pretty much the same. You try to get the underneath the diagonal 0. So I'm just copy the first half of the process. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. That's my diagonal. 3 need to be 0. 3. So negative 3 R1 plus R2. Give me new R2. After the arrow is the row that changed. Just remind myself which row is changing. First row stay the same. 0, negative 1, negative 5. So we stop it right there, right? We stop it right there. Now, row echelon form, telling you that you need to make what else 0? The one there, 0. You agree? On the row echelon form. Row reduce echelon form. Below and above the diagonal are 0. So let's do that. Any suggestion how to make that one I circle in green 0? Remember, you're allowed to add one row to another. Multiple of one row to another. Well, you only have 2 rows, right? You try to eliminate the one in row 1, so you better use something in row 2, right? My next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take R2, add R1. Remember, I need an opposite one. Opposite of 1 is negative 1 to get rid of that, right? I already have opposite 1, so I don't have to multiply anything else. Just go ahead, take that, add to that. Which row is changing? Row 1, right? The one that you try to change is row 1. I'm gonna rewrite the row 2 so I don't forget. 0, negative 1, negative 5. Row 2 plus row 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. I didn't lose my 1, so good news. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Don't forget the constant column. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. Last step. Maybe you can stop here, but let's finish the last step. Remember, the diagonal has to be all 1. And then not necessary. But let's just do it. Are we good? Are we good? Here. Hard part is over. I need to make this guy positive 1. What do I do? Multiply the row 2 by negative 1, right? Negative 1. Negative 1 times R2. I have new row 2. 0, 1, 5. Row 1 stay the same. Your final solution. X equal negative 3. Did you see that? It's 0y, so it's nothing there. Y equal 5. The same answer you have as above. If you have any question, this is a good time to ask me now. All right, so next example, I'm going to do row reduced echelon form. I'm not gonna bother to show you both. and it's harder. It's 3 by 3. The least you can do is write out the augmented matrix. I'll give you a point just to do that. 2, negative 3, 1, 19, -3, 1, -2, -15, 1, 1, 1, 0. I'll tell you what, because we only have 1 hour for the exam, your coming quiz will be something similar to this. One problem only. One problem. Just like that. I mean, not the same, but just like this, what I'm doing right now. So that on your real exam, I don't have to give you this. Does it make sense? It takes a long time to do this. I like my first entry to be 1, so I interchain row 1 and row 3. One, 1, 1, 0, -3, 1, -2, -15, 2, -3, 1, 19. Determine your diagonal. Isn't that nice? It's all one. It's not always the case. But it's not what I'm worried. I'm worried is try to convert everybody underneath or above the diagonal to be 0. Remember what I say the step. This guy is the first one you convert to 0. And then you move on to this one and then this one. Don't write this down. Don't circle those. Once you're done, once all of those I circle in green are 0, your next step is to make this one 0. And then this one, and then this one. So that's the step. That's the step. Let's do one at a time. Any suggestion? How do I make the -3, 0? What number should I multiply to what row? Add to row 2. Yeah, +3 times what row? Row 1, right? Add to row 2. Now I have new row 2. Remember, the only row changing is the second row. Everybody else stay the same. 1, 1, 1, 0, 2, -3. I'm rewriting this. 3 plus -3, 0. I'll write this if it helps. 3 plus 1 is 4. 3 minus 2, 1. 3 times 0, 0 plus -15 is still -15. Erase that. That's okay.
Where'd you get 4 and 1 from?
I take number 3. I multiply to the first row. Are you still seeing what I'm writing?
Yeah,
and then I add to row 2. Look at the instruction here. Take 3 times row 1 and add to row 2, 1 by 1. So 3 times 1 is 3. Add to -3, that's 0. You see that?
Yeah, I can see.
And then 3 times another 1 there, which is 3. And then you add to 1 here. 3 plus 1 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. You add to -2, which is 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, and then the last one is the 0. All right, next. This one needs to be 0. I'm taking my time with this problem. That's going to be on your quiz. And this quiz is in person. Any suggestion? How would I eliminate 2? Should I use row 1 or row 2? Well, the only top 2 possibilities. Row 1, right? You can't use row 2, is 0, right? You multiply everything 0, 0, not helping. So still using row 1. So I had to multiply row 1 by, negative. You guys see the pattern now? You kind of see the pattern. R1 plus R3. Negative 2 times R1 plus R3. Give me new R3. All right. So the first 2 rows stay the same. 1, 1, 0, 0, 4, 1, negative 15. If it helps, I'll do like this. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. It should be. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. Plus 19 is 19. So that's your diagonal. That's your diagonal. The next one is I need the negative 5 to be gone. What row should I use? Now it's matter. What row should you use? You can use both, but let's catch. What row should I use? Should I use row 1 or row 2? And why? It looks like both is fine, right? I'm going to use row 2. I'll tell you why. Why don't I use row 1? If I use row 1, I multiply the first row by 5, add to row 3. Well, this is gone. It is 0, it's good. But what happened to my first entry? It's no longer 0, right? Which is we try very hard to make it 0, right? So your best bet is using row 2. Right? Row 2 already has 0 in the first entry. Anything multiplied by that is still 0. Add to 0 is still 0. Right? So this one does not change. Right? The only thing changed is this one. Here's a trick. I need to multiply the first row. I'm sorry, I need to multiply the second row by something that this guy should be negative 5, positive 5. And then when I add to the third row, it should be 0, right? Or we can do this. I'm going to multiply the second row by 5. And I'm going to multiply the third row by 4. Do you see what I'm doing? So the outliers are going in fraction. 5 times 4 is 20. Negative 5 times 4 is negative 20. You add them, they 0. And you don't have to worry about fraction. Like I said, it's getting hairier as we move on. So here is the instruction. You take, let me erase that. You take 5 times row 2, add to 4 times row 3, and you got new row 3. Help you write like that. First row stay the same, 1, 1, 1, 0. 5 times 0 is still 0, plus 4 times 0 is still 0. The third row, right? The second row is stay the same also. The only thing change is the third row. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 times negative 5 is negative 20, so 0. 5, and then negative 4 does 1. 5 times negative 15 is 5 times 5 is 25. Negative 75. What's 19 times? Let's you calculate it. I don't want to think if I don't have to. Negative 75 plus 4 times 19. 1. Is there any question? It takes practice. Are we okay so far? All right. Next one, I need to make this one 0. Remember the step I told you about? Any suggestion? How do I make that 1 0? What row should I use? I know I cannot use row 2. Huh? 3, right? I'm not gonna. Why do I use this one? Why don't I use this one? Hmm? Yeah, because it's gonna change my this one, right? Yeah, it's you can pick any row, just think it through which one you could go finally. So I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take -1 times row 3, add to row 2. I got new row 2. I write the one that stayed the same. What? 0, good. This does not change either. This does not change. What change is this? 0. So 0 here. -1 times 0 is 0. Plus 4 is still 4. -1 plus 1, 0. -1 plus -15, -16. It's kind of get easier. Next one will be this one. What row should I use? It should get easier now. I still using row 3, right? 3. I wrote so large, it's all right. -1 R1, R3, add to R1, give me new R1. Rewrite the rows that does not change so you don't forget. Still 1. Still 1. 0. -1 times 1 is -1. Plus 0 is -1. Yay, last one. What row should I use for the last one? 2, right? Row 2. So you can get the idea. What should I Here we do like this. I'm gonna stick to one method. Okay. What you can do is you can multiply the second row by -1/4, and then you add to row 1. But I'm gonna stick to just one method that I've been doing. I'm gonna multiply the first row by -4 and add to the second row. Does that make sense? So -4 R1 add to R here. R2 plus -4 R1. Give me new R1. 0, 4, 0, negative 16, 0, 0, 1, 1. Row 2 plus negative 4 are 1. 0 plus negative 4 is negative 4. 4 plus negative 4 is 0, will be 1. And then 0 plus negative 4 times 0 is still 0, so 0. Negative 16 plus 4, right? Negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. Negative 16 plus 4 is negative 12. Part is over. Yes. Oh, we will at the end. At the end. Yeah, don't worry about it till the end. Any question before I move on? My last step, which is the easiest one, you need to make the diagonal be 1. So multiply the first row and second row by, or divide, really. Or let's do multiply. I like multiply instead of saying divide. So I'm going to divide the first row by negative 1, 4. Give me new 1. Yeah, I need to make that negative 4 into a 1. I'm going to multiply the second row by 1, 4. Give me new 2. Third row is okay. One, 0, 0. Negative 12 times negative 1, 4 is positive 3. 0, 1, 0. Negative 4. It's long. It's not difficult. It's just long. It's very easy to make mistake. I still make a mistake doing this. A lot. What's my solution? 3, negative 4, 1. On your common quiz, you have something just like this. Only one problem. And you asked to do the same process. Now, I'm going to give the solution to be integer just to make your life easier, right? So you know if you get fraction, you know it's wrong. The solution should be integers. Not guaranteed on the final because I'm not writing the final. We all chip in, they ask us to pick a problem from this section to this section. And many instructors do that. And then the course leader will compile them. So on the final, I'm not guaranteed if the solution will be integer, but on your quiz, it will be, okay? Let me show you how to do this in calculator, and we call that a day. Maybe, right here, I'll show you how to do it in the calculator. Come on. First, you need to input your matrix. In order to do that, press second and X inverse. See that little blue word say matrix? I mean, you have to do second first and then X inverse. You see names, math, edit, go over edit, press enter. What is the dimension of our augmented matrix? Look at your note. What is the dimension? How many rows, how many columns? Yeah, 3 by 4, right? So fix that. 3, enter, by 4. So give you more rows and columns now. Yes. Second x inverse. Second, and then the x inverse here. And then go over edit. And change your dimension to 3 by 4. All right, plug it in your value. So
Sorry, how did you open the matrix again?
okay, so let me go back to the beginning. You press, you see the button second in blue.
Yeah, I can
press
see
that
it.
button. Yeah, press that button. And then the next button is x inverse, x to the -1. The fourth one down. Those two. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
And then go over edit. Go over edit, and then make sure you put the dimension is 3 by 4. Whatever you have, right? 3 by 4. Now plug in the entry. So 2 is go horizontally, -3. By the way, -3, you should use, I know you can't see because this band here, you should use the opposite key, right? Do not use this. Use the opposite key. -3, what else? 1, enter, 19, enter, -3, enter, 1, enter, -2, enter, -15, 1, 1, 1, 0. So far, so good. I want you to quit. Second mode to quit. Second mode. You get out of there. You see the blue letter, mean you have to press second first. And then go back to matrix. Second matrix. Go over math. You want row reduce echelon form. Use the arrow down. Go all the way down. Usually I like to go up because it's faster. You can either use this arrow down, or I use arrow up because it's all the way down the bottom. Let's kind of go back. You see REF, parenthesis, press enter. It's asking you what matrix you want to put into the parenthesis. Second in matrix again. Names. I remember I store my value in matrix A. I hope you do the same. Press enter. And enter again. That's your solution. Yeah. Yes, you can check your answer on the quiz, but you have to show me the work that I just did. Second quit. Oh, which part? Which part? Did you go REF? You pull up REF? So same thing, second matrix, and go to math, second matrix, and go over math, and use the arrow down all the way down here. REF. Yeah. That's why I use the upper arrow so much. Right there. Press enter. And then second matrix. I store in matrix A, press enter. Enter again. So yes. I thought she done.
I want to, so for the exam, basically, like, is it going to be like multiple choice or is it like?
No. I don't do multiple choice for exam or quiz. You're gonna show work. So I gave you the basically you have your answer, right? Yeah. Just show the work, how you come up with an answer. That's it. We done for the day. Yes.
We had that sub. Did you open that extra credit for us?
It's only one. What's up?
What, last week? Zero.
No. I mean Monday?
Yeah, it was 4.1 compound interest. I just saw it. I just never knew if you opened it or not.
It's way. Let me see, Moodle. Am I recording?